Well, I have Austin Armstrong. Did I get that right? It sounds like a
Yes,
superhero
sir.
character.
I appreciate it. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, good to see you as well. And we were just chatting prior to the show. You're from the Triangle area, and I spent some time there. What a beautiful area it is. How do you like
It
living
really
there?
is. Yeah, it really is. We just moved back. We to Durham, North Carolina, in particular. This is our third time moving back in the last 7 years, and it's just become our home. It's where we love. It's our community. It's where we've really planted our seeds, and this is where we'll be for a long time. Just helping our community grow, and we love it here, man. It's beautiful.
Is that like feeling coming back home? And you've probably traveled enough to know like this is where I belong type of thing. Like I totally get you, by the way.
Yeah, we've lived all over. I mean, I was born in Pennsylvania. I grew up in New Jersey. I moved across country to California. I lived out there for about 8 years. It's where I met my wife. And then we moved cross country to Durham, and then we were here for 2 years, and we moved away to Virginia. So I lived in the Washington D.C. area, and then we moved back here, and then we lived in Chattanooga, Tennessee for
Hmm.
last year, and we moved back here again. And so I've lived all over the country, man. I've been to almost every state. I've been around the world, and it very much is where we want to be.
And I totally get it. I we've lived there. We've been to Wilmington, the beaches, Outer Banks, and then you can
Mhm.
go to the west a little bit and go into the mountains. So you're just kind of like in the middle there. Perfect for whatever you choose, right? And
Yep.
I the community is great. Like my partners basically said, like it's the people are so nice over there. So
Yeah, it's a great startup ecosystem here. That's a big part of why we're here as well. I'm a startup founder. My wife's a startup founder. We just created this new kind of startup incubator in person thing here, and it's great, man. There's venture capital here. There's amazing startups doing amazing things, and there are people and everything that you want here. The people are so kind. Everyone wants to help support each other. The food is fantastic. The
blue crab. Do you
airport
like blue crab?
situation's great. What's that?
Do you like blue crab?
Oh, who does? That's the best. If you're
That's
able to
the
eat it,
one thing I remember from over there.
that's so good, man. Yeah, there's a lot of that up in if you like that, you can go to Washington, D.C., Maryland area. You get the Maryland blue
Oh,
crab up there. Oof,
oh,
Jeff's kiss,
really?
but it's
Oh
it's
my
great
gosh.
down here. Yep.
Yeah, and sorry I cut you off, but you were talking about like airports and infrastructure. I like IBM was
Yeah.
based out of there. That's where I was at the
Mhm.
time. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just all of the modern luxuries. I mean, RDU Airport is fantastic. I mean, you can go direct to London right from here. You can go direct to basically any city in the United States. We can get 3 hour Amazon deliveries, same day Amazon deliveries. What else would you want in a place
yeah,
to live?
yeah, it really is a nice area. I just have so many good memories of there. So,
Yeah.
anyways, tell us about the startup community. Like I seen what you've been doing. It's called a Bullhouse,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
It is in Durham or is it in Raleigh?
It is in Durham, North Carolina. Yeah. It's amazing, man. Yeah. Um, the transparent answer is why we started Bullhouse was that both my wife and I are startup founders. We both have raised some money, and the startup ecosystem here was great, but it was really difficult to raise a significant round. And when it came time for my wife to actually raise her round and get her lead investor, we had to leave the state. We had to go out to Chattanooga, Tennessee. And we had a great time there. And we were really inspired by where we were. Shout out to Brickyard, Matt and Cam, the amazing ecosystem that they've built out in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And it's just startup founders working in this kind of collaborative space, co-working environment, but it's just for the companies that they invest in. It's full-time founders that are there 24/7, just building and being around people. And we wanted to bring some of that magic in our own way back here to Durham. And so it's kind of a combination of that. I'm writing small checks to startup founders that have an unfair advantage of being headquartered here in the Triangle. We have a small event space, so we're doing educational programming and hosting dinners, kind of startup focused dinners to network and whatnot, and giving free co-working space to the companies that we invest in, free PO boxes, dedicated podcast room that I'm recording out of right now, and mentorship to help them and just celebrate startups. So it's an amazing thing that we created. We just launched it, had our grand opening last month. It's been amazing. Over 100 people came. That shows you the power of the startup community. We launched it during Raleigh-Durham Startup Week, which is an amazing event where about 3,000 local startup founders or aspiring founders and venture capitalists and investors all come together to just celebrate the startup ecosystem, talk about what they're working on, the changes in the landscape, how to raise, how to go to market, how to hire the right people. And it's amazing. We've been so blessed so far with the opportunities that it's created. How I in the last 48 hours, I've met with about 5 people here in person that are just interested in what we're doing and seeing how we can collaborate together, doing joint events together, because all of us here believe in the startup ecosystem so heavily. I honestly believe that the Triangle is one of, if not the most underpriced, undertapped startup ecosystems in the entire country. And the biggest problem that we've been facing here is that there's so much talent here that comes in from schools, from Duke and UNC and NC State, or that they come out of the pipeline of corporate from companies like IBM or Red Hat, or there's large startups now like Pendo, and there's amazing people here, and they think that they need to leave. They don't even recognize that they can stay here to start their startup and grow and have their HQ here in the Triangle. It's not even in the mind. I was been talking to a couple people about this. And that's exactly what we wanted to change with this, is just show them that you can headquarters here. We will help you get those coastal VC investments and go to market so that you can be here in such an amazing ecosystem and community that has every benefit, plus the cost of living is great here. So I'll end my rant there, but that's what we're doing. That's what we started. And that's kind of my passion behind Bullhouse.
Oh, I just love it. It's like, well, what made you want to dive into the local scene like that? Because it felt like all this stuff was happening with AI, and I was following your journey on the timeline. You're a big poster, and you share things, I think, on LinkedIn, Twitter, as far as I know, and it felt like other places, other cities around the world. One that I'm familiar with, like the Waterloo, Toronto area, they're all going local, and there's that big trend of local, and
Yeah.
you were right on it, like right on it, like enough so that you're like, I'm investing in this. I'm delivering a place where people can go, and here's a real physical place. What
Yeah.
made you want to do that with such conviction?
Yeah, so that I think you hit the nail on the head there. I'm pretty good historically at noticing emerging trends and trying to get on them pretty early. And I think what's happened in a couple capacities. So we went all remote and distanced and work remote during COVID for like 4 or 5 years, 6 years, however long it was, right? And it worked while it worked. And then now in this AI era where there's a lot of job displacement, people I think are seeking in-person experiences, in-person connection again. Because when you're able to automate everything online, you end up freeing up a lot of your time. What do you do with that time? A lot of us want to do more things in person, be around other people build connection and relationships and have memorable experiences. And so I've been doing this now the last 2 years. So I have my own conference as well. So I have a conference in Dallas, Texas called AI Marketing World. We'll have about 750 to 1,000 people there this year. This is our second year doing it. So I'm growing that side of things for in-person experience. And then we have this Bullhouse here in Durham, North Carolina as an in-person experience, because I just think that that's where the market is going. I also think that because jobs are freeing up more time, I think the traditional 40-hour work week is kind of BS, and that's not going to be a thing. And I think what that's going to create is more people that want to do gig work or
Mm-hmm.
start a part-time startup and then eventually transition into a full-time startup. And that's just the direction I personally see everything in tech going. And I think people are gonna like have their job, and then they're gonna want a space to work on their startup around other startup founders.
Interesting. Yeah. So what's in it for you? Like you're building the community,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's the main goal, really. A lot of stuff can come out of that. It doesn't
Yeah.
always have to be business oriented, but it sort of is too, right?
Yeah, of course. So part of it is just that my wife and I are full-time startup founders. We want to be surrounded by other startup founders. It's just a motivational thing for us. We want to build our own community. We didn't have like there's great co-working spaces here, but they're a little broad. So they will let like a tailor in, or like and any type of business can have their office space there. And to be frank, we didn't want that. We just want to be around startup founders that are going
Okay.
through the same experiences, that can share the same struggles and the same wins with one another. And so that's like, we're just being the change that we want to see.
Yeah.
So why wait for somebody else to create the idea when we're like, no, let's just do it. Let's just lead the charge here and create the space that we wish existed for us. So that's a big part of it. And then on the business side of things, we're making investments. So the goal, like a venture capital oriented business model, is that we'll place a lot of small bets. Maybe one of them is the next Uber, the next
Yeah.
$1 billion company that pays us off. And that's kind of the goal. We have this podcast room, so we're going to be renting this out, but it's not really about that. It's just to get on the cap table, provide some mentorship, help with go-to-market strategy. That's my unfair advantage. I can put them in a conference. I have millions of followers on social media. I know how to sell SaaS as an affiliate marketer. Um, we have direct connections here to Duke University and venture capitalists around. So it's just about elevating and helping startups. And we're going to invest in companies that I think that and my wife think that we can really help and blow them up.
I love that. It's like you're at the point where you're it's a vocation, it's a career, it's a passion, it's giving back, it's all of it. And you're doing that in a place that you love and with your partner. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my first business with my wife, and it's also like a really fun challenge personally. So this is the first brick and mortar business that I've ever been an owner of. And it's fun as a marketing challenge for me to do it for myself. So I ran a marketing agency, and I was a part of a marketing agency for many years. That's my background before I got into tech and SaaS software. And so I did local marketing for so many businesses, but never for myself. And so it's been so fun to just combine what I know about digital and apply some like boots on the ground type marketing.
Like
And
flyers
and
and
it's
stuff like
been
that.
yeah, just hosting events, meeting with community
Hmm.
advocates, going to other networking events and spreading the word, and just we'll probably end up sponsoring some things locally here. Just being an active part of our community. And it's just been fun, man. It's a blast. We're only 3 months in, but like I'm so excited about everything that we're doing here. It's just like such a fun challenge for me.
And the thing about having your own space is like you can have this space for special events. You can do events
Yes.
marketing.
Yeah.
You can do all sorts of stuff now. So
Yeah. I'll tell you another like benefit too, which is cool, is I've worked remote from a home office for like 8 years. I went remote pre-pandemic. And so this is a really cool separation of work and personal that I haven't had in a long time. So I love now being able to go home and just like, yeah, I'll still do some work, whatever, and I can work on my phone. But um most these last 3 months at least, like I've left work here, and
yeah.
it's kind of refreshing. It's kind of nice.
It's funny you said that because I was coming back from my co-working environment and it was great. Up in Waterloo where there's all these tech students come and there's a scene over there where a lot of them just go down to San Francisco because and they start
Yeah.
companies out there. Um, but I left there and I was like, oh, I'm going home, listening to music on the way home, and when I get there, I'll turn off for a little while. But
Yep.
I get your whole thing about being around other startup founders because I was hanging out there and somebody had left a device or a few of them on a central table, and it was a device that for kids that they push a button and they can say something like text grandma, and it would AI would sort of like be inbuilt and it would ask them what message they wanted to send and then press the button to let it go. It was and they had
Wow.
devices right there you can try it out. So
Cool.
only with other founders, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool space, man. That's awesome.
So I want to ask you about, and we'll get to AI marketing world, but I want to ask you about Syllaby. Tell us about Syllaby,
Sure.
what your vision is for it, your traction, and yeah, why that matters to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was really my first startup. We've been around for about 3.5 years now, going on 4, which is really fun. And what I wanted to do with it is, so like I mentioned, I came from the marketing agency background. I ran my own marketing agency that was organic social media focused with a heavy emphasis on video marketing. Video marketing has changed my life on social media. And I looked at all of the pain points and reasons why a business owner was struggling online and why they hired our marketing agency in the first place, as well as what prevented them from hiring us in the first place. Kind of the core problems that I came to is business owners, entrepreneurs know they need to be on social media. They know they need to create content, but they don't know what topics to create. They don't know what to say on camera. They need help staying consistent and accountable. They don't know how to do video editing or don't want to. They don't have the time to create, schedule, publish everywhere. And even knowing all of this, they might not have the budget to hire an agency to do all of this for them. And so I got to a point where I was like, I'm doing very well selling software as an affiliate marketer, which was kind of my top of funnel strategy to help me grow my agency. And I was looking at software as a way to automate the vast majority of what I was doing at my agency. And I got to this aha moment, epiphany of, well, why don't we? And plus, this is when early AI was starting to go as well. Like AI models were starting to come out. And I kind of saw the writing on the wall. Like I mentioned earlier, like I'm pretty good at noticing trends early on. And so all of this comes together that I said, I can wait and see if AI starts to come and automate what I'm doing at my agency, or I can place a really early bet and try and get into the software space early on, help address and solve all of these problems that are preventing businesses from creating more content and be an early adopter in this AI wave that I really think is happening. And so we launched January of 2022. And what Syllaby does is pretty much exactly that. So it shows you the topics that your customers are searching for online, keyword research with data to back it up. It writes video scripts for you. It will create the entire videos for you using AI video. We also have a video editor in there, so you can upload your own content and edit it if you want to. And then we're directly integrated with every social media platform. And so you can create, schedule, and publish videos on any topic in any industry, an entire month of them in just a couple of minutes if you want, with call to actions, optimized descriptions, everything that you need to generate leads for your business and attention. We've had over 270,000 people sign up for Syllaby. We have about a team of 21 people right now, and we're just continuing to grow and double down. We just launched our mobile app 2 weeks ago. We have an API coming out in a couple months, which will also be an MCP, because that's also where I think the next evolution is going. Is that's a rabbit hole I won't go down just yet. But
You are just making me kick myself for not taking your $800 lifetime deal. That you remember that?
yeah, of course, a lot of people did it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's what Syllabi does. My whole mission with it, to just summarize, I don't care how you create videos. I just want to help you create more videos that actually make an impact in your life and your business. That's why I created Syllabi, and it's been an honor to help many thousands of people create videos.
It's just refreshing seeing somebody with who should be creating a tool, right? Like I see a lot of people, oh, I've got AI now. I'm gonna just make some software for a domain I had no idea about, which is what you're seeing sometimes. So
Yeah.
tell me about like the business part of Syllabi. How is it doing? Is it making money? What is the ARR or anything like that to help some of the other
Yep.
entrepreneurs and web builders and app builders out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have about 4,000 active customers right now. We're about 2 million ARR,
Nice.
and growing. Yeah. And that's all been web-based app. The mobile app should help scale that quite a lot. And when the API MCP comes out, that's another market that we're going to get into. And
Very
that's going to allow
nice.
us to go up market into enterprise sales as well. But we're very consumer and small business focused, and our prices reflect that. We're a very affordable tool, starting at $29 a month. Because again, I'm not doing this to get super rich. I'm just doing this to help people. Videos changed my life, and I just want to eliminate every excuse to not have it change your life too.
And what's your like the next number that's going to matter to you? Is it like are you going to just try and double 3x your ARR, maybe 10x, or are you just like happy with selling this off and maybe getting a super amazing exit valuation?
If an exit comes and the number's good, that'd be great. I'm not super focused on the ARR, perhaps. I'm more looking at how many people that we can help. So the big milestone that I'd love to see us at is 10,000 active users per month.
Okay. Okay. That's in this economy with the type of need, I don't see that as something that you couldn't reach, especially knowing you. Um, let's get personal for a little bit. Tell us like what do you like to do for hobbies and how do you ground yourself? Things like that.
Yeah. So my favorite hobby that I'm obsessed with is skiing. I started skiing with my wife about 5 years ago. I wish I started younger, but I am obsessed with it. And every season, uh, I just can't wait until the next season. And so, like, I wish it was a sport that I could do year round. If we, really traveled around the world, we probably could. But yeah, the last 3 years we have gone really heavy into it. So we've been we do like 3 or 4 trips per year. I try to get about 20 or so days on the mountain per year. We've done epic and icon passes. We've skied all around the world this year. We did Switzerland and Austria, and then we did a couple places in the United States as well. So we did Mammoth Mountain, out in California. We did Snowbird and a couple mountains in Utah, and it's just great, man. But that's my favorite hobby. I've also trained Muay Thai for about 16 years, so I do a little bit of Muay Thai still, and outside of that, to wind down, I'm a big anime fan, so I just watch anime
No.
at night to wind down, and that's my little nerd out. So it's
Yeah, my
yeah.
daughter loves anime stuff. Sure, I think one of her favorites was Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah,
Not
that's great. Hunter x Hunter is a great show.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know One Piece is doing well. Is that an anime?
Yep, yep, yep. They're like, oh my gosh, that's one that I procrastinated for a long time. I just actually started watching One Piece like 2 months ago, so I'm only like 40 episodes in, but there's like 2,000 episodes or something like that. It's just going forever. It's been
Yeah.
around like since I was born, basically.
Oh my gosh. Um, have you been to Canada skiing?
I have, in fact, the first place that I ever skied was in Banff,
Right.
which is which is beautiful and not a beginner friendly mountain. So that was very difficult, but
Oh
it
my
was fun.
gosh. Yeah. A lot of those things you got to stay active, especially with the tech these days. Get out there. You might
Yeah.
get hurt, but it's real.
Life's too short, man. I love adrenaline, and it's just a blast when I'm in the mountain. It's so much fun, man. It's so free. What about you? What are some of your favorite hobbies?
Well, I used to mountain bike a lot,
Nice.
um, but now I'm weirdly into gardening and walking. I feel like
Cool.
I've yeah, so just that.
What do
I
you
just like
grow?
putting Oh, I love plants and flowers. Just
Uh-huh.
I my garden. I like soil, making sure my soil's not clay. It's got all the vitamins, got everything it needs to just like create like amazing plants that grow out of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just
That's
plants and
awesome.
flowers.
That's awesome. Love it.
I wanted to talk about AI marketing world a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, tell us about that now that's in its second year, where it's
Well,
hosted, and what's been happening there. I looked at a video and it looks really cool, man. It does look like a nice small knit community that's growing, like you said, what, 750 attendees? It could easily double, right? And take off from there. But tell us about that.
yeah, it's been super fun. So I'll give you kind of the backstory. So it's a rebrand of a conference called Video Marketing World, and I have just the coolest come up story with this conference. It's in Dallas, Texas, by the way. It's October 21st through 24th this year. And so in 2019, when I just was starting my agency and pivoting from being an employee to being a full-time entrepreneur, I had gone to this conference and learned a lot, applied a lot, and started to grow my personal brand, particularly on TikTok in early 2020. And the conference went virtual. I didn't attend it in 2020, COVID. Um, and then they brought it back 2021, and I cold cold messaged the founder of the conference and said, "Hey, I love this conference. I attended in 2019. I learned a lot. I applied everything. I noticed that you don't have a TikTok for business speaker on the conference. It's a dream of mine to become a professional speaker. If you are interested, uh, I would love to have my shot." Long story short, he invited me to lead a TikTok for Business panel that year at 2021. I took it very seriously. And then I was invited back to be a keynote speaker on TikTok for Business in 2022. It was amazing. I got awards and just continued to grow. My personal brand continued to grow across the board. 2023, another conference that's a competitor moved in same weekend and crushed it and shut it down. And so 2023 and 2024, the conference video marketing world didn't happen.
Hmm.
It was just on hiatus. My personal brand continues to grow. Over the years, I had pivoted to AI, grew massive following. I now have about 5 million followers across social media, largely in the AI space. And in 2025, actually kind of the end of 2024, December into January 2025, I said, Scott, what do you think if we become business partners and we turn this thing into AI marketing world? And he said, I love it. Let's do it. And so I went from being the person in the back of the room to the person that spoke at that conference to business owner and owner of the conference in a matter of years. And last year we sold about 450 tickets. This year we're on track to do about 750 to 1,000 tickets. And we're just scaling this thing. So my vision for it, it's a combination of it's kind of a blend of the traditional marketing kind of conference that's existed and the tech startup trade show side of things. Heavy emphasis on pitch competitions and physical products. And so we actually own 5 robots that are a
Oh,
part of the
wow.
conference as well. So we own 3 humanoid robots and 2 robot dogs. And so last year we had an amazing startup pitch competition. We're doing that again. And it's just this hybrid of an amazing marketing conference with sessions that are deep. So you go to like a tech trade show conference, they're like sometimes 20-minute talks that are just surface level. You really don't get much value out of them, to be honest. Marketing conferences, you get a lot of tangible, actionable value. But then in the vice versa, that's really all marketing conferences have ever had. And I have been in the startup space for a long time now. I love the startups that have booths and are demoing their products and showcasing what they're actually working on and being able to walk around a trade show floor and test the latest technology and physical wear
Right.
a VR headsets, play with the cutting edge robots. And so that's ultimately what we're doing. So it's aimarketingworld.co is the website, aimarketingworld.co.
Mhm.
It's in Dallas, Texas, October 21st through 24th. Tickets are on sale now. They're discounted right now. And it's going to be a blast. So we continue to just grow and scale this thing. I want it to be the web summit for the United States. That's
Very,
my big
very cool.
ambitious goal for it.
And if it does get that big, would you consider moving it out of the city, or is Dallas like your anchor?
Yeah, I mean Dallas is a great center place for the United States because center country. It's a great travel hub. I'm not opposed to it. I'd love to bring either the entire thing or a satellite version of it to North Carolina in
Okay.
particular. So we'll see. It'll be in Dallas for at least the next 2 years because we're locked in with the hotel and venue to get the best deal there. So, but we're just going to continue to grow it. I mean, next year I'd love to hit 1,500, 2,000 people. Just continue to snowball it and continue to grow. And yeah, we'll see.
Well, you've got Syllaby, you've got AI Marketing World, and you've got your own personal sort of stuff going on. What partnerships, like if somebody walked in the door and it was your dream partner, what would that kind of look like, and who would that be?
Man, I've got so much going on right now. I don't even know. It's there's honestly a capacity issue. I probably wouldn't say yes. There probably wouldn't until I, exit out of Syllabi perhaps, or, you know, maybe somebody that comes in a big investor and they're like, I believe in the Bullhouse mission. Here's, a lot of money to either make bigger check sizes and investments, or something that's been mentioned a couple times is a franchise model. I'm just like thinking and permeating that thought a little bit because as I've been building Bullhouse in public, a lot of people have said, "Oh my gosh, I wish this existed in my city."
Right.
And so that's interesting. It's still it's way too early to be thinking about anything like that, but that would be the only type of partner that I would probably explore at this point.
Interesting. That is, I've seen more and more people doing that sort of model where I believe dinner is one of them, where they kind of set up a dinner. So, it's a problem that needs solving. And I
Yeah.
think like, on that note, like, is there a problem that you're not actively trying to solve for, but you wish somebody else would?
What comes to mind is again back to local and in-person experiences. So a couple of the places that my wife and I have lived. So we have a dog. We're dog parents. There are uh, basically private membership dog parks that are like a third space with bar and sometimes food, enclosed area, enclosed like fenced in area, membership fee. Uh we've been members of multiple and they're fantastic. It's a fantastic way to meet people. It's a fantastic way, after work, just take your dog, grab a beer, hang out with people for an hour or two, let your dog get the energy out, maybe get a snack or a bite to eat. But nothing exists here in Durham. And so that's another like down the road business idea that I don't like. It's a very dog friendly community here. And there's either a reason why it doesn't exist. Maybe the city's blocking it, or maybe just nobody has come up with the idea here yet. Like we see them spreading, but maybe that's a novel idea that just hasn't opened up here yet. And that's a real problem that I wish existed, just going back into the physical world a little bit.
So when Hound House?
Yeah. Hound House. That's a great name. That's a great name.
There
Yeah.
you
So if
go.
somebody wants to come in and help us fund and operate Hound House, I would be all over that too.
Yeah, I owned a dog for probably about 15 years, or 14. He
Hmm.
died during COVID, and I was like,
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. We've had him for a while. Once you've had a dog till the end, and you see him go, and
Mm.
it's like you're at peace with it because he had a long life, right? So,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
15 and 14, that's what it is. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, uh, not really wanting to have another dog. It's like I'm enjoying my freedom, type of thing.
Yeah.
Because, well, that's how it is. One last thing before we go. I was really interested about the pivot between your agency and to the SaaS. Like, what sort
Yeah.
of, like, looking back, talk about that, and what did you glean from that?
Yeah. So I'll get into it. It's a really good question. The other reality is I was burned out in
Hmm.
agency life. Agency is so hard because it's sometimes a hard sales cycle. It's not as hard as like enterprise SaaS, but it's an emotional roller coaster and it's very mentally taxing as well when you have a lot of clients that um are in different industries. So like I did addiction treatment, marketing, and then we had some law firms and med spas and medical doctors. And then we also had some like e-commerce clients. And we also had some like backyard pond people. I'm sick of this. And it's very mentally hard to shift to the KPIs and the needs and what the target ICP of the brand and business is interested in. And sometimes the deliverables are a little bit different. And so it's just like mental shifting when you have 10, 15, 20 clients to do that on a daily basis. And then financially, you'll have really good months, 6-figure months, multiple 6-figure months, tons of profit, everything's fantastic. And then contracts end and they don't renew. They're unhappy for whatever reason and they find an opt out clause. whatever, and a key employee quits that's responsible for scheduling and posting all of the content. We've had that happen. Just ugh. And then so like the next month is like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to afford payroll this
Hmm.
month? And so just an emotional roller coaster. Plus, I was in agency space for like 11, 12 years or something like that. And so I just got to a point where like I was burned out. I was looking for something else to do. I'm still very passionate about helping people, especially online. And that's where like I mentioned like the idea and inception of Syllabi really came from a combination of automating everything that I was already doing at my agency, this AI wave coming, and wanting to get out and just pivoting a lot of what I was doing into one AI software tool. It was a really interesting pivot. But I mean, I built it in public. I'm very passionate about build in public and F stealth mode. I could go off a whole rant on why you should not build in stealth mode, but um, it was a very easy transition for me for a lot of reasons. And I started to step away. I tried to find operators for my agency. I ultimately like learned a lot of lessons. I ran the agency into the ground because a lot of the clients that we had were clients because they wanted to work with me. They didn't
Right.
want to work with somebody else. And when I started to step away, we started to lose clients, and we were never able. Like I tried multiple salespeople and just have operators and all of that stuff, and it never really worked until it just came to the conclusion we need to shut this down. Um, but it was, yeah, it was a fun ride, but it was an easy transition, and I've never been happier. It's been just emotionally so much better for me and so much more fun because now I have a lot of different businesses, but they're all my businesses that I
Right.
can task shift and market. I'm not responsible for everybody.
That last point you made about clients wanting to work with you, and you were probably the one that closed the sale to begin with them.
Yep.
What I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, like I've been in sort of a closer role for some of my clients,
Yep.
working with startups, and what I've noticed is like, although I would have closed the role, or sorry, the deal, um, the CEO really needs to sort of be involved on the nitty-gritty part of things,
Yep.
especially if the company is just trying to still looking at product market fit, it's just getting
Yep.
started, things like that. So I believe that's called founder-led sales.
hmm
Um, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, especially in startup. Now I did take the lesson of from my agency to Syllabi to not be the main lead generation source.
Right.
And so my personal brand drives a lot of signups and traffic and whatnot. I'm very involved in the marketing, but I'm like third down the totem pole for how we get users. And I think founder led sales is extremely important, especially as you're starting and founder market fit as well. Like if you want to raise money, like why are you the best person to start this company? Yeah, I'm I have very good founder market fit for Syllabi. Very 20 years of experience, use cases personally. But our affiliate uh, um, program is by far our number one user adoption. So we have like 11,000 Syllabi affiliates. Of course, not all of them are active, but that's driven over a third of our revenue have just been from affiliates promoting our service for us. And then after that is ads. So paid ads, we have profitable, scalable ads. And then I'm probably right down there. But then aside from that, we do email marketing and SEO, and we do brand deals with other influencers and all kinds of other things along the lines of that. but I think the founder should have a place and a presence. And I love doing podcast interviews like this and doing public speaking and traveling around and making big deals and partnerships and joint ventures. And that's kind of my role: lead the direction of the company, make the partnerships happen, be a face. But I don't think that the founder should be the exclusive and number one source of where you get users, because post acquisition, what are you going to do?
Right.
We couldn't get, nobody would want to acquire us if the only reason that anybody signs up is me. That wouldn't make
Right.
any sense.
Yes. That absolutely makes sense. If you're out of, I would say, way past post revenue, right? Like,
Yep.
so you're 20 deals in or something like that. Um, One thing I wanted to get your take on, um, is AI UGC, and maybe are we going towards like a disclosure norm, or do you think we ride this out and we just have this arms race of trying to see who looks more real?
I don't know where you stand. I have pretty harsh takes on this. I am very anti AI UGC. I think it's unethical. I think it's basically illegal. The FTC has exclusively said that AI fake product reviews and AI reviews are an FTC direct violation. That came out in 2024. I was just reviewing it the other day. I love when anyone asks me this question. It is unethical of a company to offer AI UGC. It is unethical for a brand to create fake product reviews
Hmm.
using AI UGC. It is short sighted. It is a gold rush right now, but I think there are going to be huge fines happening for the startups that push AI UGC. And I think companies that are using AI UGC to create fake product reviews are going to get fined as well. And they're going to lose all trust that they have in the marketplace. Don't do it. It's short sighted. Yohann, I don't know if you own or a part of AI UGC. Sorry if you are on the opposite side of things. That's
Well,
just my honest, blunt opinion.
okay, I take that. I like it from the storytelling point of view, um, not necessarily just giving a review. So that's where I stand. I think it's cool. I think it's a creative medium. Um, However, I agree with you on deliberately trying to mislead somebody is wrong. So
Yeah. Yeah. Cause we see a lot of like, upload your image, choose a fake actor, create a TikTok video, drive sales. And it's an AI avatar saying, "Oh my gosh, I just got this new product and it's amazing. Look at it on me. You should buy this too. It's fantastic." Literally illegal. Don't do
hmm,
that.
okay. Well, good to know. I love that you have such a strong opinion on that. Well, that's it from me. I had a really good time getting to know Austin Armstrong, the superhero, and also getting to know you as well. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us on this episode. And I'm going to share and clip this and share it on LinkedIn and TikTok, where I have to are getting more and more views on there for some reason. It seems
Yeah, I love
like,
it, man.
yeah. Thanks, Austin, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.